I don't know where we are, to be honest, so, or who you guys are, but you know, I feel good about it anyway. So we're gonna go today. We're going to Loch Arran, which is up the north west of Scotland, and then tomorrow we're gonna play in Tongue. Is that right, Jen? Strathnaver. Is that in Tongue? You just kept calling it Tongue, so. We're off to do a few gigs. I nearly got in a fight with a guy at the post office before we left because he tried to tell me how to live my life and tried to stop me from filming myself. And I'm pretty sure I have autism, and that means that I have a very strong sort of reaction to anything that I feel is unjust, even when it's absolutely ridiculous.
And nobody has it easy. We'll bear any burden, and we carry it on our shoulders down a hard endless road. It's not a case of blame and shame, it's just love, it's just life. And come whatever it is that happens.
Just the money, like, you know.
Any more?
Yeah, maybe just some drugs or something like that. If we get a wee, even get a little, take some opium, maybe. No, I don't know, just it feels real to play in places like that, because when I was younger I did a lot of gigging in sort of more corporate places, corporate venues and art centres, theatres, and it just I always felt I couldn't relax, but also I used to feel like the audiences couldn't really relax in the same way. And I think we're lucky in Scotland we have these kind of these spaces, and I think in our culture it's quite normal to like have some folk music, say at a wedding or a funeral, or you know, any kind of celebration in our culture. We tend to use our own music and the folk culture to mark special occasions, and so there's something about those environments that, like, to me it encourages a kind of something old and familiar. Like the gigs often feel like that. They kind of feel like, I don't know, they almost feel like school, don't they?
Yeah.
In a way, like, and the jokes and the sort of like, I feel like people are more heckly in a good way in those smaller venues. And I think sometimes if you feel a bit like you're in a cinema and you can't really move, you're in your little slot, that can feel a bit more clinical, I guess. So I really like that. I really like that I get to experience communities, like you get to drop into a community and kind of like meet. There's always like a woman who's like, the light switch is here and here's the tea, and like, and it's cool because like you're not a big deal, you know, you're there to just provide some entertainment for the night, and it's kind of like, that's how it should be to me. I don't think musicians should be, you know, turning up to venues thinking that they're a big deal, because it's the same as if you turned up to like a bar, to work in a bar, and you were like, I don't know, you were just like, I'm a rock star, right? They'd be like, what are you talking about? You're here working in the bar. People come because they want to hang out, they want to have a drink, see their friends. And it's the same for gigs. Like, people go to gigs because they want to have a night out, basically, with their friends and their family. And so I think that transaction just feels more like honest in that kind of environment. And also, I hate anytime that there's like a middleman. I hate that. I hate it when there's like, email Derek in accounts, and then in 3 months maybe you'll get paid, and like, it just feels like you go, you do it, everyone comes, they have a good time, you know. It's usually there's a raffle, you know, there might even be like a corned beef sandwich maybe, or sometimes even like a deer's head you could see on a wall. I've seen that before. like a dead deer, obviously. So it's just, I think it's just the experiences of like different people. It feels like almost like you get to live a lot of different lives and you meet interesting people and you get quite a quick insight into the dynamics of the community and people's relationships, and usually we stay with people who are putting the gig on, so you get like a little bit of an insight into someone else's life, and I like that. It feels a wee bit like you're doing something that you shouldn't really be doing, almost, It's fun.
Oh, Joanna, don't you go. Did I tell you that I loved you? Did I even let you know? Oh, Joanna, won't you stay? Oh, Joanna, don't you go. Did I tell you that I loved you? Did I?
And then like whip it down, the magazine. Should get what else is there? Good House.
This is what I like to have a read of this before I go on stage, just to prime my brain. It calms me.
I
Calms me a
never
lot.
say never to going back. That's deep.
Something for everyone in Turkey. How to talk to your dog. Ever wished you could decode what your dog is trying to tell you? No. Around 12 million dogs live in UK households. Fucking hell. 12 million dogs. That is wild. There's only 6 million people in Scotland. And yet there's 12 million dogs. You see that? Amazing.
That's the stories you want to hear.
It's amazing.
It's a pretty good gig I've got.
I feel like trout's the kind of thing that could give you gout. You could just get like a vintage disease. The packet, actually. That's why they call me Trout Man.
Is that your new stage name?
I identify as Trout Man.
To the stage, Adam Holmes.
We have been playing everywhere. Okay, I've played in America, Australia, Paisley, right, everywhere. And it's all just been one big rehearsal to get here and play for you guys. Will you sing along, by the way? Come on.
Oh, blue-eyed woman crying in the station, and I wish that there was something I could do, 'cause the grief is rolling through her like a freight train, and I wonder why she feels so low and blue. If her daddy So like, what I tend to find is I can get a bit stressed in the present moment because it's just a bit boring. So then what I find is if I just go on my phone, then it just makes it go way faster. So that's just a little life tip, I guess.
Just get into the little truck.
Yeah.
And towards it.
So you should be able to.
Oh, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
When I found your music, I was quite happy. So it's,
thank you,
it's good
man.
to do this. Thank you.
No worries. No, it's been good, and hopefully we can do it again tomorrow night. So tomorrow, and just do it again, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Maybe even do it again.
Straddle. Take it out a little bit. Like if you just slightly, sometimes it. Just half press it, don't press it the whole way. Hey, what's happening then?
I got you.
Go on, my children. Come on. Come on. Come on then. Go that way. Go on. Go on then.
Bless you.
Bless you. Come on. Come on. Farewell, my children. Never forget you. I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Wow. I've always wanted to play London, and finally my dreams come true. Come and check this. Sunday morning like a freight train, and the week is cold and long. Does she hear that north wind calling, saying, Joanna, come on home? Oh, Joanna, won't you stay? Oh, Joanna, don't you go. Did I tell you that I loved you? Did I even let you know? Oh, Joanna, won't you stay? Oh, Joanna, don't you go. Did I tell you that I loved you? Did I even let you know? Did I tell you that I loved you? Did I even let Hello. Hello, Glasgow. Is this Glasgow? No. Jen, I just said to Jen, wake me up when we get to Glasgow. And she woke me up and we're here. But this is not Glasgow, you're telling me. Okay. Adam, we're going to sing some songs for you. This is Jen here on the piano. That's enough. That's enough. Let's stop. That's all eyes back on me again. Thanks very much. Oh, Peggy boy, you are my darling. Come sit you down upon my knee and tell to me the very reason why am I slated so by you. I'm so in love, cannot be.
How's it going? We're playing in Strathnaver Village Hall tonight. We just did the first set. It's been amazing so far. If you'd like to have us come and play in your local village hall, reach out and send me a message. This was a lady on Facebook just literally reached out. We had a chat on the phone and we talked about putting this night on, and now I'm here. So if you have a little hall like this, or a church, or a back room of a pub, somewhere that you think could be really cool, reach out. Let's arrange a night of music together. Cheers.
I'm going to learn it for next time when I come back. Okay? I will, I promise. And by then you'll be a man. Maybe you'll have killed some men. Who got it? Up the back. Never mind. Okay. Alright, there's a bit for you guys to sing. It goes like this. Wild women and white, you be all my mind, until the rivers run dry, till the day I die. Bless you. Sing along. Wild women and white, you be all my mind, until the please don't take my sin away. One more time. You are my sunshine. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into the burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames they went high. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. No, never, never, ever forget me. And I will never forget this night, because this has been the best night of my life. Okay. Never, ever. It's the first time. When my final song is sung on my judgment day. am I a captain of songwriting? You could say that. Am I the best songwriter in the world? It's not for me to say, but some people would say that. And those people are probably my mum. So we're on a boat. It's early in the morning. The journey was described by someone as a voyage. So we're on a voyage, I guess. Looking around, it seems to be mainly us and then a lot of Americans who are visiting the place we're going, which is Orkney. We're going to get some breakfast in a minute. Mainly the food on the boat is probably, I guess, mainly fried. It's all fried stuff, and excited for that. Well, I think in Scotland we use our culture in a very practical way. So I think anyone in Scotland grew up with a bit of experience of kind of traditional Scottish music, as you can see by my jacket. But you know, at funerals and weddings and just any kind of celebratory event, I think Scottish folk music is such a part of the culture in a kind of practical way. And so you're sort of absorbing it constantly. And I think although my music comes across as quite country, pop, folky, actually the fiddle and the tunes on the fiddle probably influence the kind of songwriting and the melodies a lot.
Who were your biggest musical influences and how did they shape your sound?
Well, like I say, I think the culture influenced my sound more than specific artists, right? And I think that's the thing that happens when you're raised in the folk tradition. You don't really have like, oh, I just loved the Eagles and then it was just the Eagles that made me a songwriter in the same way as you do if you're like a sort of pop songwriter. So for me it was more the influence of the culture, the influence of the landscape of the place than specific people. That said, my dad loved a lot of the American songwriters, so people like Paul Simon and Bob Dylan and Jackson C. Frank, people like Neil Young. But I would say the core of what I do probably is folky, which is it's like a broader palette.
What does your songwriting process look like? Do you have a particular routine?
My songwriting process looks different now that I'm more experienced, because if you're starting out as a songwriter, I think you have to set up a routine and you have to just stick to it and do it even when it feels bad and kind of build the muscle of being a songwriter. So when I was building that muscle, what I did was I just would set a time and sit down for 90 minutes and write every single day. But now as a more experienced songwriter, it's more like in a similar way to someone who goes to the gym a lot and works out, it becomes part of your character in a way that I can't not songwrite now. It just happens without even intentionally doing it. I constantly have ideas and things that I need to finish, so it's the answer to the question is different depending on where you are in your journey. And that's an issue with advice that I see a lot, is people will give advice on what to do based off of where they are rather than where someone else is. So if you're starting out songwriting, set yourself a challenge of doing it at the same time every single day, but then as the muscle's more developed, later on you can coast and it'll kind of take care of itself, I'd say. So I'd say the way that performing live influences my songwriting is I'm constantly thinking about songwriting, they're assets to me. So I want to create assets which create particular feelings and particular emotions and particular experiences for my audience. So when I started, I just wanted to write, one sad song, one happy song, one love song, one
one of each kind of flavor of song. And it's like when you start, you want to think about it that way. You want to build an asset of each emotion, right? But then what you'll find is that probably as a songwriter, you'll have particular strengths in certain areas, and then you have to work quite hard to sort of build other muscles. Like the same as if you're weightlifting and bodybuilding, right? You could build a real strong back and neglect your legs, right? So I think if you naturally write convincing songs that are quite emotional and sad, as I do, then you have to work on creating songs that are more uplifting, so that when you're doing the gig, you're not just, people don't want to just leave because it's so sad. You know, you have to, or if your gig's just non-stop energy, you maybe have to build a song which is more kind of reflective, to give people that space in the gig so that they can kind of relax a little bit. So it depends again on your personal kind of strength, I guess, because everyone has a strength, everyone has a weaker side. So I think the way I approach songwriting as it relates to live performances, I'm just looking at my gig and thinking, what do I need more of, what do I need less of? And now I write songs in that way.
What role does storytelling play in your music, and do you draw from your own life or others' experiences?
I don't know the difference in some ways between my own life and other people's experiences, and I think that's what the art of songwriting is about. It's about connecting people through their shared experience. So when I write a song about my own relationship with my mother, or my own relationship with music, or how I feel about my kid, or whatever, I'm not really writing for me. So I think storytelling is, simply put, is the ability to kind of connect your experience with another person's experience. So it's difficult to say whether I write from my own experience or whether I write from other people's experience, but what I would say is generally the songs which connect the most are the ones where you begin from a very, very small personal place, and they tend to kind of reach the most people, I find.
What projects are you currently working on, and what can fans expect from you in the near future?
Currently I'm working on my 7th album, and as a parent, since becoming a parent 6 years ago, the way that changed my work is that I became way more efficient, way more results based. I was really focused on how do I generate a lot of results in a short space of time. That said, this album that I'm currently creating, I think the way I'm approaching it is way more, I want to just create something that I feel really good about, that I feel really happy with. And I have the headspace and the time to do that now because I'm running a coaching business, the gigs are going good. Effectively, that's like 2 businesses, right? 2 income streams. And what that does is that kind of gives me space to really explore the art and play with different elements. And so this new album that I'm creating, I've recorded 3 times already. I did it once, me and a guitar in the house. There's some moments in there, and then I did it once in a studio, and now I'm kind of almost building it all again from those 2 elements, taking bits of both those things, but I'm really just interested to see what happens when I guess I just take longer with it. And I'm working with a few people at the moment who have influenced me a lot in that way, in the sense that my friend George, who's an engineer who I'm working with down south, he's really one for like taking time, creating an asset, and just letting it unfold naturally. So this new album is way more like that, and I don't know what it's going to be, but it could take me a year. I don't know. I'm not in a rush, but that's what I'm working on. I think on the gig side, what I'm working on is just generating like I always want to generate an environment where people feel like not aware of themselves. So I do that using comedy, and I do that using particular kinds of songs and a certain kind of atmosphere. But that's what I'm working on the gig side.
What's the most rewarding aspect of being a singer-songwriter for you?
Get that money, son. No, let me think. That's like, it's a funny question because to answer what's the most rewarding aspect of being a songwriter, it's like saying what's the most rewarding aspect of like eating dinner. You know, it's like, I don't know, just it keeps you alive. It feels like, because being a singer, everything I do, I feel like I'm a singer-songwriter. Although I do social media, I coach people, I record my own stuff, I record for other people. It's all songwriting to me. It's all under that umbrella. And then the bigger umbrella of that is like storytelling and connecting, right? What's the most rewarding thing of that is what I have to do. It's not even, I never feel rewarded other than just, I'm happy to be alive, I'm happy to have my health, I'm happy to be able to create consistently, and it's not something that I do to just get like a little feeling of accomplishment. It's just how I live. It's the way I live my life. So the reward is life. That's the reward, I guess. That's one blast for White Walkers, so we need to go back inside.
The hollow mirrors between us two. The mad waves and the milk white walls. The time moves like a cannonball. Light falling on your left side. Light falling, watching me. Your reflection is all I see. Watching me, watching you. The hall of mirrors between us two. Between us two, yeah. This is Jen, everyone. Oh, blue-eyed woman crying in the station, and I wish that there was something I could do, as the grief is rolling through her like a freight train. I don't wonder why she feels so low and blue. It's true. It's been the best birthday I've ever had in my life, and I've loved every minute. And I know you'll be sad when you wake up tomorrow and I'm no longer here, but just know, call my name to the wind and I'll come back here again. Following down, maybe tomorrow, honey, someplace down the line, I'll wake up older. Oh, so much older, baby. I'll wake up older, and I'll just stop all my trying. Don't do it. Do not do it.
Thank you.
Because that, I'm not exaggerating, that has ruined my week. That's what I saw. Whew. Glad we cleared that up. It's good. Okay. Okay. Right, let's have we'll just sing a wee song. Turns her back on me, look at how the flowers grow. I can hear your voice now. Listen to the radio. Living is lonesome, loving is light and free. Leaving is dying. I know